Going. So I just kind of wanted to make a video. Actually, this is a series of videos that I will give on pretty much the common things I hear all the time. And as you can see right here, it looks like a broken record. Well, I sound like a broken record all the time because if you go through all of my videos, you will see I say the same things every single time. And it really is that simple. Not only in my paid group, but also in just all the free content I put out. It is the same things that I say all the time. You may ask me certain questions that I explain a little bit more elaborately, but they always come back to these principles. And I found with anyone in different professions and even the other things that I do in e-com and other consulting and other info marketing things, it always comes back to these same principles that kind of like all businesses kind of just rotate around the same things, people, process, and the products you're serving, things like that. It's always around uh, the same sort of like rotating ball of money. Let's just say that. So again, as I say, I might sound like a broken record, and you might say all the time, well, Landry, you said that, but, well, I mean that. Listen, if even to my paid guys and to you guys as well, it's the same things. There's no, like, I didn't come up with some brand new way of doing things. I stuck to a plan, and I laid it out. And these are the same things that I want all of you to pay attention to and go through all the rest of my videos and see. I do say the same things. I might say it in a different way, but it's still the same ending. It's still the same journey at the end of the day. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the simple things will always work, but not if you won't do them. So the reason why I have to keep saying the same things is because you guys just, you won't do them. You might do it for a little bit and you say, hey, it worked, but now it's not working today. Well, guys, I'm nobody special. I went through the same thing. I set up a Paxful account, I set up trades, and I, pretty much hustled for it, or sort of say, but I was in a different situation, and I know many of you guys are in different situations than me. Some of you might be starting out doing Paxful as something that's just like money you can just throw away. Some of you might be starting out at Paxful with like absolutely this has to make it, and I get it. I've been in other businesses, not in Paxful, where I've done the same exact thing. And so I wouldn't sit here and tell you different things that I wouldn't tell myself if I was in those same situations. So I say the same things all the time, and much of what I say seems simple enough. But the times I was starting out, they were never simple. Even now, there are things I have learned from individuals who are doing extremely well in Paxful, and there are some things I learned from other business ventures. So each of the things that I have taught to my Paxful students are the same things I have taught to other partners of mine in different businesses ranging from retail, beauty, baby, SaaS, and info marketing, and on and on and on. You get it. So these are the things that I hear now that I'm just going to reiterate again. And again, you can go through my other videos and see, well, like, oh yeah, he is saying the same stuff, but it is simple, guys. It is simple. Even in the fitness world, they tell you the same things. Eat healthy, exercise, get rest, drink water. It's pretty much the same thing. These guys might come out with all these new products here, keto this or this and this, and I'm not into I'm not into all that fitness industry. I've worked on companies like that, but again, it's the same stuff. Same stuff, just in a different package. So I'm just going to show you again the same stuff. So you get back what you put in. Now, this is a simple concept with everything, not just business, but keeping it on Paxful for this video, I mean, just what I tell everyone who asks this number one question starting out. Okay, I hear this all the time. How do I get more trades? And you might have heard me say this in about 3 or 4 other videos where I've broken it down, but here it is. Number one, start. Start. How do you get more trades? You start. When I was first starting out, I never knew different things that I'm about to tell you. All I knew how to do was start. I started. That was it. I had just one offer. I was talking to people, I paid some money to different people to show me, and they said, hey, you do this, you do that, and that's it. But I started. Many of you right now, you're telling me, and I've had questions from different people over emails and things like that. Oh, I really want to start. Does it work? And that, hey, start. You don't need to ask me. Just start it. I'm not in control of you. I don't have your bills. I don't have your goals. Just as well as you don't have mine. But you got to start. You got to start. You want to get on your fitness journey, what happens? Starting. You got to start. And people say, well, where do I start? And I keep using these fitness analogies. That's what I get. That's what I get for even mentioning the fitness industry before. And now I'm stuck on it as my analogies, but you're going to hear it. Where do I start? What gym do I go to? Do I go to CrossFit? Do I go to boxing? Do I do this, do that? How about you start with putting your shoes on? How about you start with just getting out of bed? But you got to start. How about you start with opening up a Paxful account, setting up an offer. There's videos that I have in there to set up offers and all how I set up my offer, how I set up my trade terms. Doesn't have to be fancy or whatever how I do it, but just start. That's how you start to get more trades. Number 2, multiply your offering. See, I didn't know this when I was first starting out. The guy told me, this is how you set up a trade, this is how you do this. Oh. Further along, I'm sitting there, I go seek out another person. Hey, so this and this and this, I'm getting trades. Paid another guy for some information, Oh, wait a minute, you mean I can do this? Oh, well then why don't I just do this, and this, and this, and this? Multiply your offerings. I've said it in other videos before. People say, oh, well, I have 2 open. I have my, non-trusted people, and then I have my trusted. Okay. And my rate is my thing is from 50 to, 300. But they never think, oh, you can go 50 to 100, and then your next one can be 101 to 150. Then your other one 151 to, and so those are all offerings. Have you ever been inside of your feed on Facebook or Instagram and you might have clicked on one ad of something that you thought looked interesting to you, and before you know it, you're seeing that company everywhere. Well, that's what you want to be in Paxful. You want to be seen everywhere. People want to see your one offering, and then they want to see your other one, then they want to see all of them and say, wow, this person is just all over the place. Right? Are you in with Paxful? This isn't the fisherman strategy where you just have one fishing pole and you want to sit out there leisurely trying to get, a bite here and there. We want to cast nets. We want to get as many fish as we can, right? And number 3, just like the number 1 where it's so simple, start. 3, patience. Okay, like I said, I'm nobody special. I simply created a Paxful account. I set up my offerings and all of that, and I had patience. I waited. I don't care how you have to wait. If you have other things to work on, I suggest you get the Paxful app on your phone, turn on the notifications. So if you're outside doing yard work, or if you're, playing Xbox, whatever it is, cutting the grass, whatever, you young whippersnapper, whatever. Having your headphones in with the notifications on your phone so you can hear it go off. I think another one was saying Telegram, or getting the bot or something where you have the notifications turned on too, so you're getting double notifications. Whatever the case may be, right? Yeah. Hear the notifications. Be patient. I have one computer open sitting to the side with my Paxful and all of that going on, and I'm working on something else on another laptop, or reading a book, or whatever the case may be. But it's patience, right? That's what it takes. Patience. Let's move on. Low profit margins, right? So as with different companies I worked on, the only thing that mattered for us all was the bottom line, right? The profit margin. How much money am I making? How much money did all of that take? So I hear this all the time. My profit margins are low. but I got a lot more trades. So if you don't want low profit, stop treating yourself low. Low margins equal low quality traders. Oh, I don't get it. This and that and this. Oh, I only got this one person. I got this same person who hit me up on a bunch of things, but his cards aren't working now. I don't get it. I finally got a trade. I lowered my margin all the way down to whatever it is, peanuts. And now I have nothing to show for it. I'm like breaking even. Why? Guys, if you had to wait 5 hours for that garbage trade, why not wait 5 hours and actually get your money's worth? I don't get it. Even with every business that I started, that I was in, that I started, it was always the same thing with some of the clients. They would want to, and I'm all for certain companies. You want to throw out something very low just to get the information and then offer them more things, right? Some of these companies might say, hey, we have a trial box of cologne. All you pay is shipping and handling. And you get it, you try it on, you love it, and you want more because you just got to have that smell. Well, the same thing with this, guys, right? If you treat the one person who comes in on your high quality trade, if you treat them like a professional, they will want to come back. And even if you think they don't want to come back, it's for yourself. It's for yourself. You're going to treat yourself good. And by the way, if you want to see how good you are, here's my thing. If you go and you look at the top guys on Paxful who are trading, and you're like, no way, their margins are at 50, then guess what, guys? You can have yours at 30. It's fine. Move around your dollar amounts, but the rate should be the last thing you're messing with. Number two, which goes into number two pretty much, don't decrease your value, increase your offerings. I said this on the last one, which shows right here. I sound like a broken record because I'm saying the same thing. Increase your offerings. Again, so what? People aren't taking 30% because you want $300 to $500. Yeah, people might want a little bit more for that offering, but I'm sure people never complained with me. And this is what made it so funny. I started really getting into trading at 35, 40% when I got down to the lower dollar amounts. Hey, people wanted the whole 200, 300. They can have it. Have those trades all day long. I'm doing 25 to 50 at 40, 50%. Why not? No one else wants it. And half the time, those cards are either people who just bought it because they needed something else to buy, or they probably used part of it. Oh, well, they don't care. They just want to get rid of that $10, $20. That's fine. It's money in my pocket. Why not? Number three, plant seeds of long-term value. So I said the same thing over here about patience, and you finally hook someone. Or here too, don't decrease your value, increase your offerings. And I told you, hey, you finally get that one guy. Well, plant seeds of long-term value. You guys, you have to understand the power of the making them feel special. I always tell people at the end of the trade, I make sure to tell them. I write it inside of the actual trade box that we do, and then I put it in their feedback. I put, great trade. Come back after another successful trade, or you can easily say after 3 successful trades or 4 successful trades, and you give them the prize. Hey, after 4 successful trades, I am going to give you a discount. I'm going to give you a discount of 2 to 3%. Oh, now that might sound a lot to you. Whoa, Landry, 2 to 3%. But remember, you're high quality now, not low quality. You're giving them at a 34 or 35 offering, whatever you want. 3% of that is 30. What? After 35, 32. And again, I said you can give them a 1 to 3, which means they don't know, but they're looking at that 3 because many people hear the high numbers. Right? You heard the high number of 35, but I also said 32, 31. So plant seeds of long-term value. I put it inside of their feedback box so they see it every single time. Not only do they see it, but everyone else that looks at the past trades that they have done and they said, whoa, who's this guy saying he'll give 2 to 3% discount? I got to go trade with him. He wants 5 trades. I'll give him 5 trades. And another guy might see from that guy and say, oh, I'll give that guy 5 trades. You know how I started getting very great offerings was after I started trading with some of the guys who were top, who were trading a lot, talking thousands of trades, just 1 or 2, 3 trades with them, and me putting things like that inside of their feedback box. All of a sudden, I got more people who saw me trading with them who want to trade with me now. That's how it works. Plant seeds of long-term value. So every day is not the same. Saying that last one, every day is not the same. I understand this, right? There were days where things felt great trading, thousands in a day, and boom, not nearly the same as the next. And so I hear this all the time. I don't get it. I traded so much yesterday, and today I barely got anything. Well, number one, do not abandon the plan. Do not abandon the plan. And again, we're sticking with the workout analogy. I don't know why. It's just the thing today. When people tend to get into trouble, and you know, I hate this quote, but I gotta say it. Yes, I'm gonna look at myself in disgust later in the mirror, and we're gonna have a long conversation about this. But everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. George Bush or something like that. I'm kidding. It was Muhammad Ali or whatever. I'm kidding. It was Mike Tyson. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, right? And all of a sudden, people who get punched in the mouth with Paxful start trading and like at a low amount again. First, they're high quality, and as soon as they're not getting anything on a day where they're like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I had thousands yesterday at 30%. Well, change it. Change everything. And you know what you just did? You just told everyone you're a hypocrite. That's what you just told everyone. Because now the same guys who saw you at 32 whatever percent the day before, and they're happy about trading 5 times with you, they're seeing they might not even be there that day. They might have traded everything out on that day, right? And then they see you on there, this guy who told them, hey, I'll trade with you 5 times, and you're offering 24%. And the one time, and it's a story about myself too, because when I was starting out, I was doing great. I was getting used to trading. I wasn't used to any downward trends or things like that. I'm over there trading. I'm trading like massive amounts one week, and then one day things just weren't going for good for me. Like the day before, I traded like 10K, and I start the next day. And I put my trade on 33%, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. I made this much. I'm already counting, counting the chickens before the eggs hatch, whatever it is. Another this farm analogy, getting away from the working out ones. And I saw that one guy who I traded with before, and this guy, I let him do up to $4,000. I let that guy do up to $4,000. This one I'm taking 500 cards and things like that. Don't take $500 cards, guys. But I'm taking $500 cards from him and things like that. And he sees me on, and I'm like, perfect. Now, my day was kind of low. This guy will push me at like I might end the day with 6K, 7K, whatever. I'm just over trading today. And this guy sees it, and it's at 33. I try to move it up really fast. And he says the most horrible thing ever, because like I said, I've been trading with this guy months, and he's been fine. He's only seen me at 33%, 30%, whatever. But this is the day when I got a little stingy, a little greedy, a little bored, abandoning the plan, and I moved my rate all the way down to about 26, 25. And I remember he saw that, and he asked me this question. He says, oh man, yeah, I got 4K. And I'm like, oh, perfect, let's go. So he traded 500 with me. And of course, I have my trusted list on. And remember, because my not trusted list is at 26, then my trusted list is at 24-ish, because I tell him 1 to 3% discount. And he's like, oh, so I see you have 24%. You mind if we go down to 22? Because the rates seem a little high. And that sucked. And the reason why it sucked is because after that, the guy never went above 26 after that. And before I was getting it for 30%. Could you imagine one person was giving me 4K a day at 30% if he got to me in time? Because there was other guys that were top guys that I was allowed to trade that much with me. As a rule, I typically wait till like 8-9 months down the road before I let people even get close to trading that amount with me. But again, could you imagine how bad that sucked? I lost out on that much because I abandoned from the plan. I just told myself I wouldn't do it again. Sure. And my next point comes up. Check what others are doing before any drastic moves, right? Because later I learned like there was a really downward part of Paxful. I don't really know why, but there was a downtime. And I went and checked all the other guys because I'm like, man, this is crazy. I even have mine at 25. What's going on? And I checked some of the top guys. The top guys have theirs at like 19, 20. And that sucked. That sucked. I was still getting some steady stuff coming in, but not that fast as I was before. And of course, I had to make the decision. I'm like, okay, well, I can sit around doing nothing, or I can build up this thing quicker. So, I decided to go down to 19 for that one day because I saw everyone else was doing it. So I know you guys just heard me say, do not abandon the plan. That is true. That is true. So for all of you who are like, he said this, I'm sticking to that, and that's it. No, hear me out. You need to check what others are doing before you make any drastic moves, okay? You have a plan. Even if your plan is, everyone is at 19 and you decide to go 19, then then go 20. Go 22, go whatever. Or you go 19, but don't go lower than that. You stay at 19 then. If everyone's at 19 and the top guy is at 19, you're at 19. Because who's to say what's the top guy or not? Because guess what? He might get tired. He might sit out. He might go away. And then someone else might jump in. And guess what? Because you learned all of these things and you're not going to get complacent, you're going to treat these people to a great time. Now, granted, if you're at 19%, don't tell them, hey, I'm going to give you 1 to 3% discount. You can even say, like, I'll give you a 1% discount. Just tell them. It goes a long way. If everyone's at 19, 18 seems great, right? So check what others are doing before making any drastic moves, but the plan is still the same. And number 3, if you're not getting a lot of trades, go and water those seeds you planted. You've just told a bunch of people, hey, if you come to me and you've done 5 trades or 3 trades with me, I'm going to give you this much in discounts. Well, go back and water those seeds with those people. Tell them like, hey, I'm on if you want to go ahead and complete those trades to get this discount, right? I got to the point where I stopped even going on there and just waiting. I just would go to my top guys who I knew traded with me, like, when starting out, like 800, 900 at a time. I'd go straight directly to those guys and say, if they're trading with me 800, I'll go to them straight directly and say, hey guys, you know what? Let's go ahead and do 1,000 today. Me and you for today. And hold your guns. If they're like, okay, today, yeah, today. But then the next day they come back 1,000, whoa. No, that was just for the day before. It's the takeaway. It's the takeaway because now they're like, wow, this guy sticks to his guns. So the next time I see that guy and he tells me 1,000, he means it. I better get off my butt and I better go and trade 1,000 with him. So yeah, go and water those seeds. We just did all of that. It's like paid advertising. We got all this information from people, their emails, their phone numbers, and all of that. But we're not gonna call them up. I just paid for all that information. Guys, the longer you're on Paxful and you're doing these trades and you're telling people, hey, when we finish 3 or 4 trades, that is your paid advertising. You just advertise to those people. So go back. Even if you have a good turnover rate from all those people, let's say you did 100 yesterday, 100 trades, and you told all of those people, hey, if you come back and you do, 2 or 3 extra trades with me, great, I'll give you a discount. And in the business of marketing, retargeting, when you get people back off of some emails or information they put in, 30%, that's great, man. 10% of those people, that's great because that's extra money you didn't think you'd have. People that abandon cart and you send them another email and you tell them like, hey, by the way, we have a discount if you come back. And they come back, that's huge. You just got yourself a sell. And the same thing goes for this Paxful, because if those guys come back, then you just quickly got some dollars turned over when you desperately needed it on one of those days you were slow to pick up some momentum, right? And you're trying to get as much trades you get so you can get to power trader, expert trader, and all of that. So Paxful starts throwing those trades at you. Now, again, guys, this was just like part one of more of the things that I usually see going on. And this is like, some of the basic things. And like I said, if you go back and you watch all of my other videos, you are going to see that I've pretty much said the same things, right? So again, I will be back with part 2 on all of this. If you guys have any things that you would like to hear, that you have questions to from before, you guys can easily just email me all of these things. And again, if you like these videos, like and subscribe. It really helps me know which videos are the ones you guys really enjoy. You guys check out the information below on how to reach out to me. Like I said, my email is down there, Discord, and that's it. I mean, pretty much. I will see you guys on the next video again. If you have other things that you would want to see in part 2, let me know. And thanks.